What's up, everybody? We just got a brand new trailer from Expansive Worlds once again that is showing off more of the brand new Alberta hunting preserve, and the date has finally been revealed. I already saw the date when I was looking at the description, so even though I have not watched the trailer yet, I do know that the date is the 17th, so 2 weeks away, which is honestly amazing. It's getting really close, and I'm super excited for the fact that it is only 2 weeks away. That is super awesome. I also stayed up way too late playing Ark Survival Evolved with my wife last night, so I'm running off of like 5, maybe less than 5 hours of sleep. So apologies if I am not all there in this recording. But anyway, let's get to it. I have not watched this yet. We're going to see it together. Let's go. Let's do it.
You know, most folks wouldn't think to come out here when it's -10. But it's their loss. Because you're looking at the finest stretch of untamed wilderness in all of Alberta. Even if the tourists can't handle the cold, the animals sure can. And all that snow on the ground means you can spot a moose clear as day from a long way out. Makes tracking easier too. When you hit the trail, you might want to start in the southern parklands. That's where you'll find lots of open clearings that make for some easy spotting. You'll see plenty of whitetail, and you're likely to spot wood bison passing through like they have for centuries. Along the riverbanks, you'll find waterfowl aplenty, like the Canada goose. But it's also where you'll find our most industrious resident, the North American beaver. Keep your eyes peeled, and you might even catch one working on its den. Just make sure one of those falling trees doesn't catch you. Further north, there's dense boreal woodlands that are full of life, even at this time of year. You'll want to look out for the black bear that's still out and about. And I bet you'll hear the gray wolf long before you see it. Finally, to the west, there's the Canadian Rockies. If you're up for a hike, the mountains promise plenty of breathtaking views and plenty to hunt, like bighorn sheep that cling to the mountains and the stunning Manitoban elk. But if you ask me, the scariest thing around here is Fiddler's Bow. It's the best view in the preserve, as long as you don't look down. So, are you up for the challenge? Pack your warmest jacket and come join us. Sure, it's cold, but I can't think of anywhere else that's this pristine, this peaceful, and this beautiful. Welcome to Alberta, Canada. Welcome to a ski ridge.
Wow, okay, what a trailer. There was a lot of stuff packed into this one. So not only do we know the release date now, which you can see on screen right there, June 17th, it is releasing on all platforms. Not only do we know that, but we also know that there is some other species that we had not seen revealed. We saw pronghorn in there. We saw what appeared to be some mountain goats briefly, and some new type of waterfowl that we have not seen revealed yet. I don't know what type it is, but I'm going to do a little bit of research and see if I can figure that out real quick. So as far as I can tell, it seems like this duck right here is the northern pintail, which I do believe is a very highly requested species. So not only do we get the wood duck with this map, but we're also getting the northern pintail, which is super cool. And as the trailer continues, we get a good shot of some moose right here, which we did already know that moose were going to be there. If we pause right here, we can see that there is some pronghorn, which is going to be super cool. Love to see the pronghorn getting another map, as currently they're only on 2 of them, Silver Ridge Peaks and Rancho del Arroyo. So that is super cool. We've got a 3rd map for the pronghorn. Let's see where else this trailer takes us. We've got another view of what appears to be some white-tailed deer, as well as a moose just kind of chilling over there to the left. And then if we continue on, we've got more of the Manitoban elk, as well as some, I assume that's mule deer. Actually, no, those might be elk too. And then we've got some moose off in the distance. I gotta say, I love the way those Manitoban elk look. They look super, super cool. I really like the way the antlers look on that second one up for the Manitoban elk. That thing looks really, really cool. Very interesting tine configuration, and I'm excited to hunt these guys. They look super, super cool. As we continue on, we can see that there is some white-tailed deer walking along, and then this one shows some wood bison, which is nice. I think the wood bison look really, really good. Big fan of what they've done with them. They look incredibly detailed, and that's super nice to see. We also see some white-tailed deer along the water, as well as, I believe, some of the pintails swimming. Then we see some Canada goose flying. Then we get this look right here. The beavers actually have beaver dams, which is insane. And we get to see a beaver actually falling a tree as well, which is really cool. I gotta say, these beavers may be one of the most, complex animals in all of the Hunter Call of the Wild. I don't think we've ever had a species this complex, where it appears they've got beaver dams, they can actually fall trees, they can carry sticks. I mean, this is a whole new level of detail for a species in the Hunter Call of the Wild. If I'm not mistaken, I believe up until this point, the most interactive species that we had was probably the European rabbit, because they go in the burrows. But this is a whole new level of interaction. I mean, this is just... I can only imagine what they'll be able to do in the future now that they've got this type of system in the game. If they can make a system where beavers fall trees, who's to say they couldn't make a system where squirrels climb trees? And that's been one of those discussions that we've had for years. Why haven't they implemented squirrels? And a lot of people assume that it's just because they couldn't get them to be as, realistic as they wanted. In fact, that may have even been something that they discussed on live stream before, but it's super cool to see that they've got tree interactions in the game now, which means, the door does open a little bit more potentially for the possibility of squirrels, which is super cool. As the trailer continues on past the deer, we get a really good look at the snow falling on the back of a mule deer. This is so, so cool. Another really fine detail that a lot of people probably wouldn't even bat an eye at, but I'm really appreciative of just small things like this to increase the immersion level of the Hunter Call of the Wild. Super, super cool to see. Now, as we continue things on with the trailer, we get a look at a caribou. Now, the question is, does that look different than what we've already got? I can't tell. See, I don't hunt the caribou super, super often, so... this could be reworked, and I probably wouldn't even know because I barely hunt them. I do feel like this looks better. I think this looks better than what we've currently got on Yukon. So I assume that would make sense as well, because we've seen every other animal seems to be reworked. So I would imagine this is reworked as well. Regardless, it's nice to get caribou on another map. After the caribou, we see that it is a black bear, so I assume that what we saw in that trailer that they released a week or two ago, I think it was a week ago. The trailer they released a week ago, it was definitely a black bear in that trailer, so that's good to at least have that confirmed. I'm still not seeing a grizzly bear, though, which does kind of worry me that they're not going to be there. But I don't think they've shown off every single species yet, even though we got to see a few more in this trailer here. I feel like there's still a few that have not been shown off, if I'm not mistaken, since there is 19 species. I'll have to count it after we're done with this video here. But after we see the bear, we see a wolf walking through the snow, and then after we see the wolf, we get to see it howling, which is cool. Love to see that. The wolves do look a little bit improved with this update, which is nice. We get a nice overhead view of the beautiful reserve. We see some bighorn running through the hills, as well as some mountain goats. The only glimpse, as far as I know, of mountain goats in this trailer. And I gotta say, they look reworked. They look a little more fluffy than I'm used to seeing them. That is incredible, man. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. I feel like that looks so much better. I am so excited to play this map, not just for the new species, which is typically what a new map gets everybody excited for, but the fact that there is so many reworked existing species that look so much better, like these mountain goats, this might be the best rework yet. This might be the greatest rework that we have seen. Like, oh my gosh. And is it just me, or does that one look fluffier than the others? If that's the case, if they have different lengths of fur, which is looking like they do, that's going to be so huge. I honestly cannot believe how many animal reworks this map is coming with. We have seen a ton of them so far, and that is just huge. Let's continue on the trailer and see what it shows next. Let's pause it once again because there is some more of the bighorn sheep, and we can definitely see that they are 100% reworked. I mean, those horns look really, really good. They're properly like curling outward instead of being super close to the eyeballs of the bighorn like some of the old ones were. That is super nice. Love to see it. We continue on with another view of them, and my gosh, it just looks so incredible. Wow. Yeah, those bighorn, that's quite the upgrade. Talk about a glow up, man. They were kind of awful before, not gonna lie. The old bighorn were one of the most ugly models in the entire game. The horns just didn't look realistic. But now these look great. I cannot wait to hunt these. Now as we continue on, we get another look at the Manitoban elk, and then it goes into some more bighorn, another up-close look at the bighorn sheep, and then we get to see this beautiful landmark on the map. Kind of like a sky bridge clearing thing. That's super cool. That's super cool. We get to see the wood bison feeding in the distance again. We get to see more of one of the outposts, I assume, which is looking really nice. Very Canadian-like, if I do say so myself as someone who doesn't know much about what a Canadian outpost would look like. We see beavers, we see wolves, we see more waterfowl that appears to be snow geese again, and boom, the trailer's done. Wow. Talk about a fantastic trailer. I mean, this showed off pretty much everything I needed to know about the map to know that this is going to be a good map. This is going to be a really cool map with all the little reworks to animals, some of the new species, the beavers having really cool mechanics, the snowfall affecting the way animals look with the snow accumulating on their backs. Like, that is so cool. Now, the question is, what is the Great One? We don't know what the Great One is still, but at least we know a few more of the species. We know how beautiful this map looks, and we know that the beavers have some pretty detailed mechanics, which is probably going to make them a really fun species to go for. I cannot believe this map is only 2 weeks away, and I am so incredibly excited for it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this location. Are you excited for it? Do you think it's going to be a fun one to hunt on? Let me know your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you want to be able to keep up to date with all the news happening in the Hunter Call of the Wild, as well as early access whenever that does drop, as since it's only 2 weeks away for the release, I wouldn't be surprised if we get early access very, very soon. I'll see y'all later. Hope you enjoyed. Peace, peace.